In this video, I'm going to be giving you some very dangerous advice. So take it with a pinch of salt. I'm going to tell you how to get really rich, like really rich. But this is a very dangerous part. So take it with a pinch of salt. I'm going to put a disclaimer on this video because whatever I'm going to tell you in this video is an aggressive advice. It's really aggressive, but it works. But it doesn't just work when you do what I say. There are certain rules that you must follow for it to work. So I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to tell you the rules to follow. So the advice is this: if you want to get filthy rich, quit your job today. Yes, dangerous advice. Take it with a pinch of salt. Now, how does quitting your job make you rich? I made a video, I think my last two videos, where I talked about how money really works. And then I talked about the difference between money and wealth, to get filthy rich. And I said, wealth is a system. To get wealth, you need to create a system. And then I said, having a job or working a job does not permit you to create that kind of system that brings, attracts, and sustains wealth. Because when you work a job, you're a part of someone else's system. So that is why I said, if you want to get filthy rich, you need systems, not a job. So if you are thinking that, okay, I want to get really rich and I feel like my job is not going to get me there. Actually, your job is not even gonna get you there. That's a fact. Your job can be like a side hustle while you focus on your dreams. But there are some jobs that take out like your soul. They drain you. There's nothing you can do but work. So those kind of jobs cannot be a side hustle because they take too much time, and then you're not able to set up those systems that attract wealth. Now you're going to be in what we call the rat race. You're constantly going around a job, salary, a job. You're never going to get to financial freedom. So those are the kind of people that I'm making this video for. Quit your job today. Or hear me out. Don't just quit your job because you watch this video. Quit your job because you're ready to put in the work to create those systems. Those systems take a lot of work, and they can be boring. It's a routine. It can be boring. When I was doing like a wealth conference. Like I think I was doing a wealth conference, and there was I think there were a few girls who were telling me about how they want to make money, and I think digital marketing conference. So I gave them some rules. I said, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Simple. I said simply post on your Pinterest and on your Instagram every day for 90 days. And none of them were able to keep up. I think someone did it for like 15 days and she just kind of quit. She was like, I'm not getting any impressions on my post. I'm kind of discouraged. And then she quit. And that is why to become filthy rich is really difficult. And there's just like so few people on that side of the spectrum because the routine that it takes to get there is really challenging, it's boring. Nobody is clapping for you. The thing about creating systems is that you may work on it for like 6 to 9 months and see no results whatsoever. Now, what makes you qualified for wealth is a perseverance in the time that no one is clapping for you. You're able to see persevere and say, this is the life that I want for myself. And then you push through. And the thing about wealth or even life in general is that it rewards those who never give up. And that is why people who are rich, and like really rich, like wealthy people, when you ask them for an advice, they're always telling you, don't give up on your dreams, chase your dreams. But what they really mean is chasing your dreams is very difficult. And there's a time that you're going to want to give up. That is like non negotiable. It's going to get to a point where nobody is watching your videos, nobody is watching your posts, nobody is clicking on your ad, nobody is buying your product. And that is the time they're going to give up and say, let me go back to my 9 to 5. At least there I had a stable income. But you're never going to get out of the rat race when you give up on those dreams and go back to your 9 to 5. That is why there's so many people on the 9 to 5 spectrum. They're always saying, I want to get rich. I want to start a business. I want to quit my job. But they never get to that point. You know why? Simple. The discipline, the routine, the patience that it takes to succeed as a business person is not available to everyone. Well, everyone can access it, but everyone cannot do it. Can you imagine posting every day on YouTube for 6 months and nobody watching your video? I mean, like one views, two views, three views, or even zero views, and you're posting consistently 3 to 4 times a week or 2 to 3 times a week for 1 year, and nobody is interacting with your videos. Can you keep that up? I'm almost sure that you cannot. But here's the tricky thing. If you are able to go like 9 months consistently on YouTube, I guarantee you that you are going to pick up and you're going to be successful. But the courage and the perseverance that it takes to keep pushing when nobody is clapping or watching or liking or subscribing, it's really difficult. That is it. It's easy for you to keep posting when you post a video and you get 100,000 views. Of course, you're gonna keep posting because people are liking your videos, people are seeing your videos, people are engaging. You're gonna keep posting. But the rich people know that in the beginning, people may not like my video. People may not even see my video, but they're gonna keep posting because they know that I want to make it. I want to get out of the rat race. I want to be successful, and success takes time. It works that way because there used to be a saying where I'm from that good things don't come easy. That is because if good things came easy, then everybody will be successful, and that is not really the way life is designed. Everybody cannot make it. Everybody cannot succeed. That is the way life is designed, and that is why life makes like success and good health and a good body things that make life good. So life makes it more difficult because it wants to like really test you and be sure that you're ready to handle those things. So when I say quit your 9 to 5 or quit your job, you have to be ready to do what you have to do to build those systems. That is why I always tell people that have like a backup, like start building the systems before you quit your job. But the thing is that when you have some kind of jobs, like I said, the ones that you give, like you work like 12 to 14 hours, how are you going to build a system when you're working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day? I mean, you're just not going to have the energy to do it. Maybe if you have the money, you can outsource some of those systems, outsource someone to start like building the systems for you. That is something I'm going to talk about like in depth in how I was able to navigate from a 9 to 5 to a full-time business owner. I'm gonna tell you what I did, how I was able to outsource some of the work, and at a point, I just, I just quit. I just quit. But I'm gonna tell you like what to do and how to navigate properly. But if you want to take like your financial stability, financial freedom seriously this year, you should totally consider quitting your job, but not until you're ready to put in the work, the patience, the effort to build a system that can keep, grow, sustain wealth. Because without a system, you're gonna quit your job and start looking for who to feed you, and start looking for who to squat with, because you're gonna lose your lease. You're gonna, you're not gonna be able to afford food. You're gonna become stranded, which kind of defeats the whole aim of, like losing, quitting your job, right? You're quitting your job to get better financially, not to come like to become worse than you used to be when you worked your job. So take this advice with a pinch of salt, but if you're ready to do what you have to do to build a system of wealth, my next video, I'm going to be telling you how to build a system that attracts wealth, grows wealth, and keeps wealth with you. And then that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like. And if you're yet to subscribe and you like the kind of content that I make, content on career, on finance, on side hustles, please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be dropping videos twice every week. packed twice every week. Now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.